All this week I've been doing segments on social media and getting yourself set up on social media, when you should post on social media, how often you should post. Did you know you could schedule? All that information about social media. So today we're going to keep on talking about social media. Welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I am a food truck business coach, author of 5 food truck vending books, including Food Truck 101 and Food Truck 201. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business.
It's time for basketball, and Uber Eats is dropping deals on game day favorites to keep you locked in on the action. Like when you're craving a buzzer beater, but also buffalo wings. Or when an upset makes you want to ugly cry into a pizza. And right now, Uber Eats has game day deals from McDonald's, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, Wendy's, and hundreds more local favorites. So you can keep your eyes on the ball and your hands on a hamburger. Order now, only on Uber Eats. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
So today we're going to talk about your social media, but on the back office side. We talked about getting yourself set up with your profile. We talked about posting regularity and when the most popular times that are available on the different platforms for posting that will be of the biggest benefit to you. Going to talk a little bit today about posting and then analytics, the boring things. So you want to pick your best time to post. I talked about that a little bit yesterday. But then how do you know it was good or not? You want to review the response and the engagement. You just got to go into the different analytics for the business pages. Remember, you're set up on a business page, not as a personal profile. And then you're going to look at the information there that's available to you, whether it's Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or any of the others. But you're looking at the audience, how many people did it reach, and it'll even break down for you in some instances and tell you if it's male or female and that kind of thing. But you want to look and see who's responding to your posts and who's looking at them and not commenting, because what you'll find is perhaps 1,000 people see it, but only 1 or 2 actually comment. You want to make sure that your posts have some variety. And the best practice for you is to turn on notifications. Yes, your phone's going to ding a lot, but you want to be able to respond as closely as you can to when their comment comes through, because it was important enough for them to comment to you. You might want to be able to respond and let them know, hey, I saw your comment and I love it. Or this, if they're commenting about a problem, then you're able to address it in real time. Now, of course, you can't always do that when you're in service. But if you know that your phone's going off 2 or 3 times in service, you might want to take a second to see what's going on, because it could be there's a problem you weren't aware of. So keep some variety on your posts. You want to ask questions. You want to post recipes. And it doesn't have to be stuff that you sell. You can just talk about, this is my favorite mac and cheese recipe, and you don't sell mac and cheese. It could be a similar food that you sell. You can talk about cooking tips. You can talk about your favorite equipment. You can talk about your favorite equipment at home that's not on the food truck. You can talk about cooking hacks and shortcuts. You can share a secret about the business or a secret about yourself as the owner. Just remember, posts need photographs or video, and they'll get more engagement. More engagement in the form of stopping the scroll. That's, social media wants you to stop the scroll, because it makes people stop for that moment to read your particular ad or to watch your video. Now, what this does is it allows the algorithm the opportunity to catch up and then put more advertisement that's pertinent to the person that will be below your post. So you as a person is scrolling, you see something interesting, and that allows the algorithm to catch up. And then you'll see a post that goes, okay, yeah, I've checked out that before, or I've checked out something similar. And that's where we get that feeling of the social media always listening to what we say, because that's what they are doing. They are paying attention to what we look at, what we stop and look at, what we click on. So you're helping the social media get the opportunity to show something that makes more sense to the person that's doing the scrolling. But then they've also stopped on your stuff. So hopefully they're seeing your food and they're getting excited about it, want to go see where you're at for the day, or they want to come see you the next day that you're open. Keeping the variety on the post, you can share personal stuff, share your kids, your personality quirks. What song do you listen to when you're doing prep? What was your favorite song when you were a teenager? What song did they play at your wedding? Those kind of things. Let people know a little bit about you. And what that does is it changes the pace of your social media being all about, please come eat my food. People need that little break. And that might be the thing that makes them stop and take notice of you. Oh, I love that song. Building an audience takes time. Don't give up. I talked about the podcast and me thinking I would be the only person that was listening to it at the beginning. It's the same with the Facebook group. Our group started on 1/1/2020, and it was me and 9 friends. And that was people that I knew from the other Facebook groups that had either hot dog carts or food trucks and trailers. And I just invited those friends to be a part of the Facebook group I was starting. It took 7.5 months for us to hit 100 people. But then in 3 more months, we hit 1,000. Now, the last 1,000 that we did on our Facebook group, it took us about 21 days to hit that. And that's been our pace now for the better part of 1.5 years. About every 14 to 20 days, we're bringing another 1,000 people on. It takes time to grow, so you don't give up. Make sure that every time you get a review or a positive comment, you're saying thank you. And then take a screenshot of that, and then in the future, repost it and share it. Because when people see that their name has been reshared, they get excited and they want to get that little bit of an endorphin rush and do it again. Answer every single comment you get, both good and bad. Social media has to be social. It's a two-way conversation. Yes, it's a pain to answer somebody when they complain about your food or they complain about how slow your service is, but you got to answer it. Because what that does is it helps negate the bite of the negative comment. But if you leave that negative comment stand, then people will assume that you don't care. And they would be right, because you didn't care enough to respond. When you look through your posts and you're looking at your analytics again, you want to look at which post received the most attention, which one got the least. Try to pay attention to when your followers seem to be most active. How do your followers choose to communicate with you? Is it favoring one platform over another? And then within that platform, are they liking, are they commenting, are they sharing, or are they doing some other way to let you know that they've listened or that they've watched or that they've read? And then ask yourself this question: do you think your guests are responding well to your posts and to your personality? And then be honest. If you have 1,000 followers again and you only have a couple of interactions a day, there's a problem. People aren't interested in what you're doing. Change what you're doing. You want to duplicate all your successes and then tweak anything else. Now, I talked a little bit about scheduling your social media, and you really have to make it fit into your overall schedule. And understand social media is a daily ongoing routine. I talked about scheduling posts before you open, have a video right when you open, halfway through service, and then at closing. All that can be scheduled. But in order for you to make your social media be that two-way conversation, you're going to have to check it several times throughout the day. What I recommend that people do is their very first business-related task every single day is to check the social media that has happened overnight when you were asleep. Just because you're tired and go to bed at midnight doesn't mean all of your followers do. They may have gotten off work at 1 or 2 or 3 in the morning and they're writing something to you. Could be good, could be bad. So you want to check that and respond to it that next morning when you get up for work. So your very first business-related task is check social media. You probably are doing that before you ever really have breakfast or get up and leave your house. And you want to respond to everything. You give some type of emoji, some type of something that lets people know that you read what they posted. So once you get out and head out for the day, you're going to check the social media. I would check it right before you open. I would check it after you've closed, and then I would check it again before you go to sleep. So that way you're staying within a couple of hours of every post. Remember, I told you to turn on the notifications. So if you're hearing lots of notifications and you know I need to check social media quicker than you may have scheduled into your day. But I also want you to do one thing for yourself every day, and that's to unplug from it. You have to mentally give yourself a break. So you've closed for the day, you've checked the social media, you're all cleaned up, you've done the shopping for tomorrow. Give yourself the opportunity to unplug. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, go out and do your exercises and play games, whatever it is that you do to relax. Do it. But do it with your phone put away. And then at the point when you've had your relaxation time, you've had your social time, you've had your family time, look at the phone, see what you need to catch up on, and then go to bed and relax. But you got to give yourself that opportunity to unplug so that your brain can relax as well. Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They've all got your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow, because I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.